Welcome out to another one of our Athlete of the Week interviews. As this time, I knew she was going to get it at some point in time this year. You can't be the reigning freshman of the year and not get on as Athlete of the Week at some point in time. Demi Stauffenberg joining us. And Demi, great start to the season for the Golden Eagles this year. What's it been like kind of seeing yourselves at the top of the region from the very get-go of things?
It's definitely been fun. There's a little bit of pressure there going in sometimes, like as a ranked team playing unranked teams or even playing ranked teams, just to kind of hold your spot up there. But we know we're pretty confident in what we do and what we can do, so I feel like that is really important, like going into the future.
This last weekend, you had a chance to prove yourself against one team that you've played earlier on this year in Iowa Western, and then a chance to really kind of do something special against Western Nebraska. And we'll start with Iowa Western. When you take on a team that's got that kind of pedigree to it, doesn't matter where they're at, how good does it feel to sweep them twice in one season?
Yeah, it's awesome because you even watch them in warm-ups. They have some talent. Like, they're a pretty solid team, and you come out there and you kind of make a statement by beating them 25-9 in the first set, and it feels good. I mean, I think it's pretty awesome to be able to do that twice.
And talk about Western Nebraska now. They've been top of the region for 20 years more or longer at this point in time. You go back to Giovanna Mellon, what she did with them, now Benny over there, to be able to knock them off at their place and do it for the first time since this program's come back. What does that help mean for this program as far as moving forward, as far as laying that base?
Yeah, it just kind of gives us that little extra boost of confidence, like to knock off a really good team at their place in 4-2. It just shows, I think, what we can do. They're a solid team, and we definitely shouldn't be overlooking them or thinking it's going to be easy in the future by any means, but we play them again here at home, so I hope that the result is the same.
There's a little bit of a drop-off there at the end. There's a lot of reasons for that, too, and that's easy to say, but what does the hunger give you from Western or from Missouri West Plains? Does that kind of wake you guys up again going into region play?
Yeah, it definitely was a little bit of a wake-up call to basically say that if we're not playing at our best, if we're not playing clean volleyball, then something like that is going to happen, that we can't overlook teams, and we need to take those lessons that we learned and take that into conference play.
As you get into conference play now, different kind of field of the conference this year. Northwest has kind of struggled out of the gate. Central Wyoming struggled out of the gate. They were two of the top teams last year, but Western Wyoming's coming back, and they've typically been a powerhouse team, and so is Casper, and they're coming back. Is it kind of nice to still see some of the old guards coming back that you guys knew and are always ready for?
Yeah, I think, every team in our conference for us is definitely beatable, but also they could definitely beat us. Like, it's not a situation where we can go in there and just be like, oh, this one's going to be easy, this one's going to be easy. We can't go in and overlook teams. We know that if we just play clean volleyball and go play our best, then we should come out with a pretty decent record from conference.
You talk about going into conference play with the best record in the Region 9 North, too. Is that something that you guys are kind of hanging your hat on a little bit this year?
Yeah, it kind of gives us a little chip on our shoulder to go in and be like, we have a name to defend, and we want to go out there and show them what we can do.
Lots of stuff on the team. Let's talk about you individually now. This year, you've gotten a lot of help on the front line, which you didn't necessarily have last year. What's it meant to have Addison on one side and even being able to see the middle start stepping up a little bit like Aliciana, our Lord?
It's awesome. It's fun to have people there to back you up, kind of like you said, or to just take that little bit of pressure off of you, because last year I felt like I was getting a ton of balls on the outside and had a lot of pressure, whereas this year it's just a little bit evened out. I feel like we're all having similar attempts, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not overloaded on one person, and I think that's fun to see that we all can kind of hold our own and go out there and each play really good and kind of trust each other in that situation too.
Multiple people that can play all the way around too. You can, Famke can as well. You look at Addie can play all the way around, and the defensive back row. Multiple people have told me this, that it's one of the best passing back rows in Region 9 right now, north or south. How much confidence does that defense give you when you guys are in a tight match like Western Nebraska?
Yeah, that defense is what kind of keeps us in games, I feel like. And like you said, our passing, that's something we really focus on in practice. And Coach always says, like, the serving and the passing game is what's going to win you matches. So I feel like we always go out there and really try to focus on serve-receive passing to start out and keep that consistent throughout the whole game. And I feel like that's been a key to our success so far.
Talk about Coach. When you have a team that does so many things so well, what does he work on in practice? What has a typical practice been like this year?
We definitely focus on some certain situations, certain rotations, that we struggle with. We are always working on passing, defense, I guess we just kind of look at like the past week and see things that we've, struggled on, things we've done really well, and we kind of do drills to implement those things in practice. And I feel like that's really helped us kind of put those pieces together and looking forward to the future.
As a sophomore, it means you're getting a little bit further on in your education side of things. What's the balance been like this year as far as managing the expectations on the court, where you guys have a high expectation yourselves, but also I know Coach Shaver keeps a high expectation of you guys in the classroom. Has it been easier this year to balance that out?
I think so. I think, we do mandatory study hall as a team, but I feel like this year we take those study hall hours, and those really help us to kind of keep that balance, because time management is kind of a huge thing in college athletics. It's kind of a lot sometimes, but I think the freshmen are starting to kind of pick that up, and it's definitely easier sophomore year because you know what to expect, you know what kind of classes you're taking. You enjoy a lot of those classes, I feel like, so that's been a cool thing too.
Wrap it up with this. You kind of started leaving a bit of a legacy here at LCCC. You have another 12 matches, 13 matches or so, plus the postseason to give yourself a chance to even boost that legacy up more. What would it mean to be one of the people that's a kind of founder of the resurgence of LCCC?
It's cool. It's really cool, actually, just to be able to start that last year as a freshman. And I feel like this year coming in and even being a captain, I feel like I kind of do my best to lead by example and hope that other girls or girls coming in, even recruits that we're having, kind of just see that. And hopefully I'm trying to set a standard, I guess, or set expectations. So I think that would be cool, just to be able to carry that in through the rest of the season.
Demi Stauffenberg, our Athlete of the Week for the Golden Eagles. And Demi, congratulations on getting that. We're looking forward to seeing more and more as you guys continue to roll through conference play.